morning, guys. Hi. Welcome to this Sunday. We are talking about open leg rocker and why it's so important the arms are straight. And Brad is here to just make sure everything is working. You guys, this is going to be so much fun. So thank you so much for being here. First of all, I want to make sure that you know that we go this every Sunday answering your questions live here on this channel. And it's because you put the comments, right? So anytime you comment on a video, we take those questions and we put it in these lives. If you're an OPC member, you can ask them in the community. You can send a video of yourself. So if open leg rocker is an issue for you, then you can send in a video of you doing open leg rocker into the community and I can give you the personal feedback because maybe it's something completely different that we're talking about today. And that's the thing about Pilates. It's not black and white. There's so many nuances. There's your body and there's your body today. So what works for me might not work for you. And there's some things that work for everybody, whether your legs are straight or bent, but it's just important that you know that like Pilates isn't a perfect, it's a practice. And that's what I like to talk about. So let's talk about open leg rocker and why it's so important that the arms are straight. So notice I said arms and not legs. So open leg rocker comes after spine stretch forward. Look at this. It's open leg rocker right here. And then in a perfect world, you could lift your legs to your arms. And then also I kind of lean back more than I should have. So in the perfect world, I could, if I lean back a little bit, come back up to my legs so that like the whole body is working. So if you can't do straight legs, also if you can't enter like that, you could just bend the knees and grab. So any version of straight legs is fine, but the legs aren't resting. You're not holding the legs in place. Your legs are working themselves in place. So if you're going to do bent legs, you're going to push your thigh forward. See the difference? Push. This muscle's now on. So now I've got opposition. I've got a down reach going on. Okay. So your legs can be any version of straight and you can still do open leg rocker because I can do open leg rocker with bent knees, right? Oh, first Pilates of the day. Or I can do it with straight legs, right? But I have to keep the back of my legs working the whole time. There we go. Right. So if these turn off, it's not going to be helpful. But more importantly are these elbows, or I guess as importantly. So if when you rock, you bend your elbows, then I had to use momentum to come up. Some of you will bend your elbows and then get stuck, right? The reason why the elbow bend actually isn't as effective as letting your legs be bent is that it allows the legs and the chest to change the distance. So in rolling like a ball, in seal, in crab, the space between the legs and the chest has to stay the same. If when you go back, the legs come to the chest, you lost the length in your spine. You lost the longest round shape you could have. And so it's not going to be fun. And it's not like you might get up and down. You can, there's a lot of flexible people who could kind of let the collapse happen and still come up. So you could still look like you're doing the exercise, but inside the muscles that are working, you're not getting all the good stuff. Okay. So what I would recommend is don't worry about what straight version of legs you have. Make sure they're active, but absolutely keep those elbows straight. The other thing I like to do is put my hands on the front of my ankles versus the back. So if I put it on the front and I disconnect from my shoulders, my hands slip off. If I put them on the back and I disconnect, I can kind of hang here, right? So I like to put them on the front so that they're reaching. And then that way I have to reach my arms just straight the whole time. So then I've got the arms are reaching forward, the legs are reaching forward, and my stomach is pulling back, and that's what takes me back. But the arms and legs reaching forward can help pick me up. So that's why it's so important that your elbows are straight. So if you are struggling with open leg rocker, then focus on what's going on here, right? Am I doing this, right? Because some of you get really tricky with those shoulders. Your shoulders go back and forth and you're like, but the elbows are straight. So are the arms like that, totally strong? And then can you activate the legs? And then have fun with it. The other thing is that's probably not helping you in your open leg rocker is I see a lot of people take a long time to go back and a little time to come up. You want to think about your open leg rocker like a bell, right? Or I don't know what Brad might know. You know, when I was a kid, we never got to have one because it was probably a waste of money. But you'd like pull one ball and it would kick a ball out here. And you could pull two balls and it would kick a ball out here. And they would just keep going the same distance right? Forever, like for so long, right? Always the same distance. And if this became less distant, this became less distant. So it wasn't like this one went far and this one went a little. So in your open leg rocker, that's the same idea. When you go back, if you're like, okay, I'm going back, I'm going back, I'm going back, you can't just like come up fast. That's momentum. You have to go same space. So if it's 1/1000 to go back, it's going to be 1/1000 to come up. And that, my friends, is going to help you with tendon stretch on the reformer. Now, why do we do any of all this? Well, we don't do Pilates to get better at Pilates. We do Pilates to do things in life better. And sure, maybe you're no longer like somersaulting or rolling around on the ground, but to have that stretch and length in your waist is so important, right? It allows your body to react to things um, in a quick way. For example, I was you ever feel like when you're like standing somewhere and like something comes like close by and you're like, whoa, right? What's really fun if you do open leg rocker, it's kind of like that, whoa, hold on, give yourself some space. So just know that like these are all exercises that help your body challenge the shapes you need in everyday life to have fun, to do things you love, to avoid things you don't, right? To just keep up with the demands of life because we don't get to think about it. So we don't get to think about how we're going to like fall down. We have to have our body be trained on how we want it to do that. So Pilates is like really helping train your mind and body to work together. Any questions from anyone, Brad? No. Thank you for answering my question. Newton's cradle. I knew there was someone who would know what it was called. Brad was just not here, guys. So sorry. He's here now. Blow me up. I am. He said I'm blowing him up just a little bit. He's so good though. All right, guys. Well, that was the answer to your question for today about why I get so nitpicky about your elbows and your open leg rocker. If you have any other questions, please drop them into the chat, or you can drop them on the video, any video we have here on this channel. You can watch and come here. August, want to come here? You guys want to see the dogs? This is August. Hey, bud, come here. Yeah, hello. Oh, look at this boy. And that was Bayonne. No pictures. No pictures, Bayonne. Bayonne, you guys, is going to be 9 years old. Come here, Bayonne. Come show everyone your ball. Come here. Yeah, sit. Oh, yes, that's a good boy. So these are the boys. Yes. This is Bayonne. He'll be 9. This is August. We think he's turning 6, but maybe 5. We don't know. We don't know. Sit down. So, anyways, we love answering your we love answering your questions. We love supporting your Pilates practice. So thank you supporting this channel. Every view helps and also every subscriber helps. So please share this with a friend who needs it. And if you want personalized feedback on your open leg rocker or any Pilates exercise, make sure you join OPC at onlinepilatesclasses.com/YouTube. Thanks so much.